He said he was working late at the office. I didn't question it. I wasn't suspicious. I wasn't checking up on him. I was just passing by that hotel, until I saw her. The woman walking in behind him wasn't a stranger. She was someone I trusted almost as much as I trusted him. And in that moment, everything unraveled. It was a Wednesday. I remember because I had just finished an early dinner with a friend who bailed last minute, so I decided to walk home instead of taking a cab. I cut through downtown, took the long route like I used to when we first moved to the city, back when I still believed long walks helped clear the noise in my head. I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't even thinking about him. His texts had been normal all day. "Running late, big client meeting," he said around 4:30. "Don't wait up." It didn't feel off. Not yet. But then I turned the corner onto Madison and saw the glowing sign of that boutique hotel we'd once joked about, the one with rooms too fancy for normal people, and a rooftop bar he always said was overpriced. That's when I saw him, my husband, standing near the entrance, checking his phone like he was waiting for someone. He didn't look nervous. He looked casual, comfortable, too comfortable. I stopped walking. My legs didn't get the message, but my heart did. Something wasn't right. I moved behind a planter, partly out of instinct, partly because my body acted faster than my mind. I told myself maybe he was meeting a client there. Maybe it was a last-minute business thing. But then she appeared, tall, blonde, hair pulled back in a sleek ponytail. A navy coat I recognized immediately, because it used to be mine. It was her, Emma, my best friend since college, the woman who stood beside me at our wedding, the woman who cried when I lost my mom. The woman I had told just weeks ago that I'd been feeling distant from him, like something was off. And now she was walking into a hotel with him, her hand brushing his back like it belonged there. I didn't breathe. I didn't move. I didn't even cry. I just watched. Like a movie I couldn't pause. They didn't kiss. They didn't hold hands. But the way their bodies moved near each other, the quiet closeness, the silent understanding told me everything I needed to know. I turned around, walked fast, too fast. The city felt louder than usual, like it was mocking me for being so blind. At home, I sat in the dark. I didn't text him. I didn't call her. I didn't even open a bottle of wine like I usually do when I'm anxious. I just sat there, listening to the ticking of the clock and the echo of that coat swaying behind her. He came home past midnight, smelled like cologne and whiskey, kissed my cheek like nothing had happened, said the meeting went well. I smiled, asked how the client was. He said demanding. Said he was tired. Said he was going to shower. I watched him walk away and realized I was looking at a stranger who still had my husband's face. But I wasn't going to confront him. Not yet. Because I didn't just want answers. I wanted the truth, all of it. And if I was right, they weren't careful. People who think they're untouchable rarely are. So I waited. And I started digging. That's when I found the receipt. The receipt was in his jacket pocket. I wasn't even looking for it. I was hanging up his coat the next morning, trying to pretend everything was normal, trying to keep the lie neat until I could cut through it clean. It was from the hotel. Dated the night before. 2 drinks. 1 dessert. 1 room. He hadn't even tried to hide it. Like he thought I'd never look. Like he believed I wouldn't see what was right in front of me. I stared at the total for a long time. It wasn't about the money. It was about what it confirmed. The dinner, the drinks, the room. Everything I feared wasn't just in my head anymore. It was in my hand. But I still didn't say a word. I put the receipt back exactly where I found it. That night I messaged Emma. "Hey," I wrote. "Been thinking about our talk last week. Can we grab coffee soon? I need someone to vent to." She replied with a heart emoji and a quick, "Of course. Tomorrow?" We met at our usual cafe, the one with the sunroom and bad scones. She hugged me like she hadn't walked into a hotel behind my husband 2 nights ago. She smiled like nothing was cracking underneath. "You okay?" she asked, all warm and concerned. I nodded. "Just stressed. I think something's off with him lately." She sipped her latte, eyes soft. "Like what?" "I don't know. Late nights. Weird phone habits. Distance." She leaned in. "You don't think he's—" Her voice trailed off. "I don't want to believe that," I said. but part of me wonders. And then she said it, the sentence that made my stomach turn. You'd know if he was cheating. You'd feel it. Her tone was confident, too confident. The kind of confidence that doesn't come from guessing, it comes from knowing. I watched her face carefully. Her pupils didn't flinch, her hands didn't shake. But her voice had one tiny hitch, a breath too sharp, too shallow when I said, I just can't imagine who it would be. She blinked, smiled. Well, if he is, he's a fool. I nodded. Inside, I was screaming. That night, I checked his phone while he was in the shower. He had changed his passcode. That was new. But the backup iPad in the study? Still synced. He didn't think I'd check that, and that's when I found the messages. Not many. He was careful, but not careful enough. One in particular stood out. It was from Emma. I hate seeing her. Feels wrong, but I can't stop. My heart went still. Another one, days before that. Let's not talk in front of her again. Too risky. And the worst one, saved in drafts, never sent. You'll have to choose eventually. I can't be the secret forever. That was all I needed. I sat in the living room, staring at the photos on the wall. Our wedding day, her hand on my back as I held my bouquet, her laugh in the background of our first dance. She had always been there. Always smiling, always one step behind me. Until now. Now, she was steps ahead, already in the room, already in his arms, already rewriting the ending I thought I was living. But I didn't cry. Not yet. I waited. Because there was one more thing I needed to see before I made my move. One more truth, one more test. So I invited her over for wine. Emma came over the next night with a bottle of red and a bag of those overpriced chocolates she knows I love. She walked in like nothing was wrong, like she hadn't kissed my husband in a hotel 2 days ago. She laughed about work, complained about the weather, and sat on my couch like she belonged there, like she hadn't rearranged the walls between us. I poured the wine, one glass for her, one for me. I watched her closely. She avoided eye contact a little more than usual. Her smile was a second too forced. Her laugh was louder than necessary. Guilt doesn't always shout sometimes. It just lives in the silence between words. I let her talk for a while, let her ask about him. I told her he was still working late. She nodded, too fast. You two doing okay? She asked. You seemed off the last time I saw you. I smiled. You mean the night I saw you walking into the hotel with him? Her glass froze halfway to her lips. She didn't blink, didn't swallow, didn't even try to deny it. Just lowered the glass, set it on the table slowly, and whispered, You saw? I did, I said. My voice wasn't angry, just tired. And I saw the messages, the emails, the draft you never sent. Her hands trembled, just slightly. It wasn't supposed to happen, she said. We didn't plan it. But you didn't stop it either, I replied. The room went still. The only sound was the slow hum of the fridge behind us. How long? I asked. Since late spring, she whispered. After your miscarriage. That stopped me cold. Because that was the moment I had needed support the most. The moment I had sobbed on her couch. And all that time she was holding both sides of my grief. I looked at her and saw a stranger wearing my best friend's skin. She started to cry. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I thought he was going to leave you. He was, I said. And now he will. She wiped her face, mascara smudging. Please don't hate me. I stared at her. Not with rage, but with clarity. I don't hate you. That would mean you still mattered. I stood up, picked up her coat, opened the door. You need to go now. She hesitated, then nodded, walking past me with the quiet footsteps of someone who finally realized they'd burned the wrong bridge. She didn't look back, and I didn't watch her leave. I just closed the door, locked it, sat her down, and let the silence settle. He came home 2 hours later. I was sitting at the kitchen table. The wine bottle was empty. The receipt, the emails, the messages all printed out and stacked neatly in front of me. He looked at the pile, then looked at me. I didn't say a word, just nodded toward the guest room. Your stuff is already packed. He didn't argue, didn't ask questions. He just picked up the bag and walked out. And that was it. No big fight, no broken glass. Just the quiet ending of something that had already died months before I saw it. It's been 2 months now. I sleep on both sides of the bed. I deleted her number, blocked his. I went back to walking the long way home. Sometimes I pass that hotel, and my stomach still flips, not because I miss them, but because I almost forgot how much I doubted myself for so long. I share this not because I want pity, but because someone out there needs to hear it. If your gut tells you something's off, it is. And if the people you trust the most are the ones making you feel crazy, that's your proof right there. Walk away. Not for revenge, not to make a point, but because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is leave quietly, with your dignity intact.